Hi everyone, it's Jenny from A Stamping Journey. Welcome to today's video. I'm using the lovely Tasteful Touches stamp set. It's very gorgeous. I think it's one of the first stamp sets I bought in this year's annual catalogue. And I have to say my favourite technique is heat embossing. It first drew me into stamping and making cards some years ago, and it still gets me excited every time I see that powder melt when you heat it. And this card uses heat embossing to create these shiny feathers. I hope you can see the shine in that. So I'm going to get started and create this video for you. So what we're using is our Seaside Spray card base, and we have Misty Moonlight that we're using. I've used that for our card mat. So it's our standard card size. The next mat, our Misty Moonlight, is I cut it down to 4mm smaller, or 1/8 of an inch, and then our white is another 4mm smaller, or 1/8 of an inch again. So we have, I'm using the 2020 to 2022 in colour paper, the Misty Moonlight pattern. So let's get first, I think we need to do the white card base. So I find it easier if you're going to stamp the sentiment first. Then it gives you an area to stamp the rest of your stamp images on. Alright, I'm just going to stamp that in the top left corner there. Just saying hello. I like sending out cards to say hello or thinking of you. Alright, just stamping that in the memento. Then I'm using this lacy pattern in the Seaside Spray. Oh, that's a terrible noise. Just on our edge there. Just another one just down here. Okay. Right. Now, let's always close your ink pad lids, because if you're anything like me, you stick your fingers in it. Now, I want to heat emboss our feathers. More fingers today. Let's get our feather stamp in. Now when you're heat embossing, it's a good idea to rub over it with the stamping body. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up doesn't sell this anymore, but you might be able to pick one up elsewhere. But it helps to stop all that static that you get from finger marks and from other dust and things. Use your Versamark ink. We're going to stamp up 2 feathers for this. Just give it a little ink up, press it down. Now the Versamark is clear, it's hard to see. You can see it lightly, but that's okay because you're going to put your silver powder over it. Alright, now we'll tip over our powder bit. To do that, I just use a piece of scrap paper just to catch the excess powder, and you can put it back in the container then. Give that a tip over. It doesn't matter if you put too much on, because you're just going to tip off the excess. So have a look at it. If you think it needs a little more, you can tip over some more. We're going to cut around these feathers, so it doesn't matter too much for any stray powder. Before we go any further, make sure that you put that powder away, because it's going to blow everywhere. Alright, so we want to heat these feathers up, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see the magic of it. Give that a heat and massage it gently. It's starting to melt. Look at it. Just keep moving it around. that. Can you see that? I hope so. Just let that cool for a second, because then we're going to put our card together. Unfortunately, there's no dies to use this, so we're going to have to cut it by hand. So bring out our trusty little scissors. Alright, well, let's cut these out. Now when we're cutting, I find it easier to turn the card rather than the scissors. And just cut lightly around the edge. I hope I'm not going off the camera for you. And just leave a little white edge around it. I think that's good for no matter what you're cutting, to have a little white edge. It's just easy on the eye when you're looking at it. Right, so just, I know, this is probably the tedious, boring part, you watching me cutting out a feather. But I'll do it as quick as I can so we can get back to finishing the card. Right, I like to just straighten that edge off. That's one feather. Let's quickly do the next one. Oh, I just got to show you that shine under the light. I hope you can see. All right, let's go. Cutting it around as quickly as I can. All right, on the homeward straight. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're just rough feathers. All right. Let's snip that end off. We're good to go. Get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. All right, so we've got our feathers. We've got our stamped piece. Let's get this back in order. We have our card mat and our misty moonlight card mat and our seaside spray card base. Right, so we want to stick it all together. I have our Misty Moonlight strip, and I've already embossed it with the Pinewood Planks 3D embossing folder. I thought I'd just do that to save a little time. Bring in our adhesive. I like to use the multi-purpose for that because I like to be able to slide it into place if it's not quite right. So stick that down the bottom of your white card. Then get your Misty Moonlight. You can go either side, I think. I think we'll go this way. Right here. Make sure that's glued down. Okay. Oh, gee, I'm really off thumbs today. Right, let's have a look. We'll stick that down there. Now before I forget going any further, we need to remember to wrap the twine around. So bring that in. This is the Misty Moonlight Baker's twine. It is from the part of the Flowers for Every Season combo pack. There's 3 different type of ribbons in this, and one of them is the twine. All right, so let's just wrap that several times. Give yourself a little length here. Several times around here. Put that up there. I like to tie the bow upside down because then it seems to sit a little better. Right. The other really awkward thing to do on a camera is tying a bow. So let's just see if we can work that out and tying it nice and neatly. And we're just going to have to go with it, whatever it turns out. That's not too bad. I find if this is a little bit, your threads are a little too loose, just add a little tape to pull it in tighter at the back. Right, so just pull that down to make it a bit of a neater bow. Don't forget to cut it off, right? So let's have a look. We can tidy that up in a minute. I just might trim that one up. trim that one off. Okay, let's put this onto our card mat now. Run around it with your Tombow. There we go. We're going to stick that down, slide that into place. Didn't put that on very straight, but you know, we're going to go with that now. All right, add the rest of your adhesive to the card mat. I just like doing those squiggle lines. Right. Now it's almost finished. We're just going to put our feathers on. Sort of stray flowers. All right. Where's our dimensionals? We'll bring those in and we're going to stick some dimensionals on the back of our feathers so they can stand upright. Just peel the back off those. Ah. Right, nearly there. So we just tuck those a little bit under our bow. It's a good thing when you're creating a card not to just have things floating around. You like to have them grounded, so that's why I stick them underneath that twine. Now to finish it off, of course we've got to have some bling or something. Now I did have some of the rhinestones. And they have now, oh, here we are. I had it all there, and then you put things back and they get buried. Let's stick one of these dots up the top of it. There we go. So our Tasteful Touches embossed feathers. Do you like the shine? We've got a bit of powder onto that one. There you go. So I hope you like the card. Don't forget this month it's our Get and Go promotion. So you get more value in your kit when you join Stampin' Up. In addition to the $235 of products you get for $169, you get the 2 stamp sets, the rhinestones, and the card kits to make 16 cards. So if you're in Australia, I'd love to welcome you to my Genzink team. And I'll add the details in the comments. If you like the video and you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and you can keep up to date with further videos that I make. So I hope you have a great day and I hope you get some crafting in yourself. Bye.